Good morning, everybody. So today we are going to start that Linda's Pantry's, what is it called? Linda's Pantry Challenge. Gosh, that's a mouthful. So Lisa Sutton over at Suttons Daze tagged me in this because she thought I could come up with something interesting. Guys, I've been so busy that I had to kind of get my other stuff done before I could start doing this, so I apologize for that. But I'm going to use dehydrated items for this other than the pork stock, which is in here already. You can see I got this weird little concoction thing going on here. Is because last night I started this, so in that way I didn't have to wait and do all this today. I figured I'd just do the soak overnight, and then that way I was done and dealing with it. So in here, excuse me, I've got some dehydrated carrots, which you guys have seen the video for. Some dehydrated green peppers, which I did make a video for and I had to delete because it was absolutely bad. Dehydrated pork. That video is coming up. Dehydrated squash, which that video is coming up. And dehydrated corn, which I don't have a video for. I'll probably get that done this year. So that is what's in here, other than there's some pork broth in here. And we're going to make a pot pie with this. One I'm going to cook for my lunch today, and the other ones are going to be put into the freezer for a freezer meal for a later day. And then we are also going to make a brown sugar pie, which is a pretty classic Canadian pie, I guess you could say. And well, mainly in Quebec, but we kind of make it all over. So I'm going to show you guys that as well, because all of this stuff is coming from my pantry. So we're going to go over to the stove and get this started. Okay, so now we're over at the stove and I've got everything poured out, and you can see everything is rehydrated actually quite nicely. There are the carrots, the squash is there, some green peppers, and here's the pork, and of course onion flakes. I forgot to mention I put onion flakes in it. And let's see if I can find a piece of corn. Corn. Where's the corn? There's corn. And there's the corn. It's all rehydrated quite nicely. So we're just going to bring this up to temperature and then add our cornstarch slurry to it. Now I've already made the pie crusts and that, so I'm going to I'll leave the link down below to the recipe that I use. So that way if any of you guys want to use that one, it's down there. So, but yes, that's all this is right at the moment, is just getting this warmed up. So, while that is doing that, I'm going to get started on making that pie. So, we'll be right back. Alright, so this is back up to boiling and I need to switch spoons. Okay, so we got this boiling now. So now I'm just going to add my cornstarch to this and get it thickened up. Now myself, I like it really thick. Like actually that's not even close to being thick enough for my liking. So I gotta get some more cornstarch going on here. So we'll be back when we're putting this into the pie shells and getting that finished up. Alright, so now we're gonna make up that pie filling. There we go. As soon as I find my whisk. Okay, so in here I've got 4 tablespoons of margarine. You can use butter. I've got a 1.5 cups of evaporated milk. So you guys can use evaporated milk. This is coconut milk that I have cooked down to thicken it up. So I've got a 1.5 cups of that. And if you guys want to see how evaporated milk is made from coconut milk or sweetened condensed milk is made, just let me know. In here I have 6 tablespoons of gluten-free flour, which is just an all-purpose gluten-free flour, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And that just goes right in. And the heat is not turned on yet. And then the main ingredient, I've got 2 cups of brown sugar here, which is just going right on in the pot. Okay, so you want to bring this up to heat. Stirring, of course, because you're going to thicken this as it cooks. And this actually doesn't take all that long to thicken it up. Okay, now just so everybody knows, yes, you actually can make this with maple syrup if you like. I normally do, but I can't find my actual recipe for it. I don't know where in the world I put it. So we're doing it this way with brown sugar. Also, if you like, you can put pecans in it, or pecans, however the world you say it. Walnuts go good in it. Any kind of nut will go good in it. But because, I can't have nuts, there's no nuts going in this. It's just going to be a straight up brown sugar pie. And this will be for dessert after supper tonight. And the kids will all be squealing because they'll be so excited. Because Mama don't make this pie very often because it's super sweet. And it's even sweeter when you use coconut milk in it. And you get that nice aftertaste of coconut. Oh gosh, it's so good. Okay, so you're just going to keep stirring this until it gets thickened up, and we'll be back when that happens. Okay, so you can see it is now getting nice and thick, and that was about 5 minutes. So now I'm going to turn the heat off of this because this is cast iron, so it's going to keep the heat going. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon, or 1 cupful because I'm lazy, of vanilla. Get that stirred in there really good. You see how nice and thick that is? Oh, guys, this is going to be so good. Okay, so now let's go over to the pie shells because now we got the pie filling made and we have the pot pie filling made. So now let's go fill our pies. All right, so we have our pie shells here, and these are frozen because I did this yesterday. And my oven is preheating at 350 degrees to bake both of these at. Now, I'm only showing one because the other 2 I'm going to make and put in the freezer for a later date. So let's start with the pot pie here. We're just going to fill it up. And yes, guys, everything came from my pantry. Everything, because yesterday I had to make rice flour and potato flour because I was out of both. I didn't realize that. So I had to make everything yesterday. That's what happens when you have a very well-stocked pantry. You can do that. Okay, so I'm going to take my top pie crust here, get that on there, pinch it down, pinch, pinch, pinch. I'm just going to rip this off because I'm the one eating it, so I don't really care if it's pretty looking or not. Get it pinched in there. There we go. Get a knife. Give me some pretty little vent holes here. There we go. Now we'll do one more. Okay. So there is the pot pie done. And if you want, add a whole bunch of extra stuff to that if you wish. It's just that's what I felt like putting in it. And I still have enough to make 2 more. Okay, and now for the brown sugar pie. I gotta get a spatula so I can scrape that. Okay. My gosh, guys, this smells so good. Everything here smells so good. Ah! Come on. Okay, we'll just do it this way then. The only downfall of using these kind of pans, guys, they are a stinker to hold and pour stuff out in. Okay. And there we go. That's it. Now, if you wish, you can do an egg wash around the sides. I don't bother because, well, it doesn't make it look pretty for me. It just burns it. Gluten-free and pie crust, sometimes they work great, other times not so great. So we'll see how this one works out. So these are going to go into the oven at 350 degrees for about half an hour and they'll be done. So we'll be back. Okay, so they have come out of the oven. So this one took about an hour because it wasn't quite as crunchy and crispy as I would like it, so I just cooked it a little bit longer. And this one, you can just see there's a layer of grease on it. I know you can see that. Okay, so I'm not going to try this on camera because I know it's going to be hot. But, so there is that. Yum! This is going to be my lunch, which by the time it's cooled down, it will pretty much be lunchtime. So that works out good. So I'm just going to set that back on the stove. And these two are going to go into the freezer for a later day. And this, yes, you can see the grease, it absorbs right back in there, so don't worry about that. If you see that, it looks disgusting, I know, but it works in the end. So what you want to do with this is you let it come down to room temperature, let it get nice and cool down, and then put it in the fridge. This is normally better served the day after you cook it, but this will still be really good for dinner tonight. I'll just let this kind of cool down just a little bit more. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge, and by the time supper rolls around, this should all be good and gorgeous and beautiful for supper. So, there is my video, and my tags are now going to come up. So, I hope you guys like, and I will see you again soon. Now, for my tags, I am tagging two people, and they both know I'm tagging them because I've already talked to them about it. First person I am tagging is somebody that most of us know because she comments on lots of videos, and I know she has a YouTube channel. So not only am I tagging, I'm giving a shout out to DaelithTN. Now I hope I'm saying that right. I will leave a link, I don't know, one of these corners, to her channel. I am tagging her, and I am also tagging someone who, if she was not tagged in this, it would just not be a proper challenge. I am going to make sure to tag her because, one, I've already talked to her about it and she was good with it. So, I am tagging Miss Wolfie. She needs to be part of this challenge because I want to see what she can do, because let's face it, we know she is the queen of the pantry, right? She is. I'm sorry, in my mind she is, and she's also Canadian, so I have to tag her. So, I hope you guys like the videos. Make sure to go check out their videos. And if you guys do one, make sure to leave it down below so I can check it out. Bye!